Welcome to the BNI Effect. I am Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach, but today I'm your host and fellow BNI member, bringing you another amazing interview where I'm confident we'll learn a whole range of tips and advice to help us elevate our networking game and ultimately grow an outstanding business. Now, today is episode number 21. Can you believe it? And our special guest today is Jonathan Law. Jonathan, hello.
Hello. Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, Jonathan, let's kick it off by learning a little bit about you. So if you could give us a brief introduction as to who you are and what your business is.
Yep. So my name's Jonathan Law from Law Lawyers and Associates. The business really is we do personal injury law, we do a bit of criminal law, and also domestic violence matters. So
And
that's in a nutshell. Yeah.
where are you based, Jonathan?
Brisbane, in the city.
Okay, and we're just saying off air with a surname like Law, I mean, really, there was only one career path for you, wasn't there?
That's right. In fact, I've actually been on the project once on Channel 10, and they ran a story about people's names who fit their profession. I mean, it was about 10 seconds of fame on that story. But yeah.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully we can add to that fame by being here on the BNI Effect podcast. So fantastic.
Sure.
How long have you been in business for, just as a matter of interest?
So I've been in business for about 4.5 years now. Yeah, but as a solicitor for about 14 years now. Yeah, so I've been around the industry for a while.
Okay, and what was it that prompted you to go out on your own?
I think it was just a matter of I did a bit of business networking prior to starting up my own business, and I was able to bring in clients to the firms that I was employed at the time, and thought, well, hang on a moment, if I'm able to bring clients in and I'm able to finalize and settle them, why not work for myself and actually run the business as opposed to perhaps helping someone else out.
Outstanding. And so you made the decision to head down and create your own business, which is terrific. How long have you been involved in BNI for?
It's been 5 years, I believe. So it's been quite some time. I think it was just about one or 2 years prior to setting up my own business when I joined BNI. Yeah.
And why did you get involved in BNI originally?
I was invited to a visitors' day in a previous chapter that I was in, and just coincidentally, there was another PI lawyer there at the time, and I thought, oh, hang on, I do want to get my foot in the door, and so I put in the application first and was accepted in.
Fantastic. Very good. And so, in regards to how has being a part of BNI, has that influenced your approach to networking?
Oh, look, it's BNI has been really helpful for me because at the start of the business, I didn't know who I really needed to speak to before I set up the practice. And so, when I was in the chapter, there was an accountant, there was IT specialist, there was web designers, etc., etc. And lo and behold, before you know it, I've got the support network to actually help me build up the practice. And yeah, amazing support.
And so you got the support through the chapter. Was BNI able to provide you any direction, training, advice as to how you could go about getting that support, Jonathan?
Yeah, so there's a bit of an emphasis on doing one-to-one meetings with members, and that's the power of one, which is, if you do build on that relationship with your fellow chapter members, and not just chapter members, there's also a push to say you can also visit other chapters as well. So just building on the relationship, we meet every week anyway with your chapter members, and then as a result of that, you build the trust. You've got the presence as well. So, well, that has really helped at least other members know a bit about my business and vice versa.
Excellent. And how do you measure your success of being a part of BNI?
Well, apart from measuring, how much I'm getting in terms of returns of investment, I think the most valuable is the connections that I'm able to meet with the fellow chapter members and other BNI chapters as well. Quite honestly, there's times that I might have family who might need a certain connection. So the ability to reach out to fellow chapter members to help those family members or friends is definitely one of the benefits as well. And of course, yes, we do get referrals, into the business as well. And so, givers gain, which is a common theme that you might hear from other BNI members or chapters. So that's something that is definitely key to the principles of our business as well.
And so, for someone who's listening who isn't part of BNI, perhaps thinking about joining, just explain Givers Gain for me, Jonathan.
So the giver's game philosophy is if I give business to someone, then they're more inclined to return the favor and give business back to you. So it's not a matter of what other members can do for me, so to speak, but what I can do for other members, and that sort of builds on the trust and relationship.
And so you're in BNI before you start a business, but how has your business evolved since your involvement in BNI?
I guess that being in BNI has helped me put on the thinking cap a lot. Whenever I'm speaking to clients, I want to be their go-to person for their day-to-day sort of concerns and issues that then may actually become a referral for another member of mine, so member of my chapter. So that has definitely evolved. I mean, just prompting me to ask a few more questions. When it comes to, let's say, personal injury matters, learning about their financial losses is important. If they don't have an accountant, then lo and behold, you've got an account that I can perhaps refer my client to. And yeah, so I think that's something that maybe in the past I wouldn't have specifically recommended a particular person and just say, look, just find any accountant to help you out with your finances. But now being part of BNI, then I'm always on the lookout of who can I refer this client to. Maybe that client will then receive the benefit and assistance of someone that I personally know and trust.
And I would think that would elevate your own services, having the ability to connect people to accountants or other services to help your client out. So whilst you take care of, what is your core responsibility or core business, but just having the ability to bring others in to help your client have a more positive experience, I would think would create a stickiness with that client.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. It's spot on.
And so what advice would you give to new BNI members to make the most out of their membership?
I think when you're starting in the BNI journey, you've got the mentor coordinator in the chapter who will then guide you through, tell you, what's the step-by-step process of really benefiting from your membership, because the last thing that you want to do is and join a chapter and not really understand it and then feeling left behind and then unsupported and then maybe leaving the chapter. So definitely speak to the leaders of the chapter, so the mentor coordinator for one, the chapter president, vice president, and treasurer. Certainly I'm sure anyone in those positions would be able to guide you through how to benefit not only from the chapter, but how to benefit others in the chapter as well.
The wonderful point you make, Jonathan. There is so much support in each of the BNI chapters. So it's not just a case of, hand over your money and that's it. There's
That's
the
right.
online training, there's offline training, there's, people there, like you said, mentor coordinators, presidents, vice presidents, etc., to really help walk new members through so that they can maximize their the return on their investment in BNI.
Yeah, that's right. And I've personally found that it was very helpful as well, having a mentor coordinator just to step you through the process. There is a passport program that says, look, have you spoken to so and so, and understand what their roles are in the chapter. And I think that really does help build on the connection you have with fellow members.
And what's next for your business? Any exciting projects or expansions on the horizon?
Yeah, so look, we've always been trying to, at the moment, we're just a single practice in Brisbane, but we are thinking of going out to, say, Cairns and opening up a branch up there as well. Only just a few months ago, we went out to Adelaide and, it was a beautiful city, and we're also considering maybe branching out to South Australia. So, there's been a lot in the pipeline that we're sort of slowly but surely getting everything worked out. So that's probably in the near future that we will have at least another office, perhaps probably in the next year or so, I would say.
Well, that sounds incredibly exciting. How do you see your relationship with BNI evolving as your business grows and your offices expand?
Well, I think BNI has also been an integral part to my business. Through I've been in BNI since COVID as well. prior to COVID, in fact, and there's been a process where you've learned to adapt. And I think back in the days before COVID, it was always that everyone has to work from an office. Now there's a little bit more leeway to work from home, do it online. And certainly that's the way the direction is going, that with technology you don't always have to be in a physical office. While we do have a physical office and we do invite people to come into our offices, we also provide alternative services where we can actually go out and see the clients themselves at a place of their convenience, or if they prefer online, and that's fine as well. So just, I think BNI has taught us how to adapt through the times, and within the 5 years, there's been a lot of things that have changed with BNI, with the business, and I guess with the economy in general.
And if you could share one piece of wisdom with our listeners or viewers, whether they're in BNI or not, what would it be, Jonathan?
Look, I think the key point is get out of your comfort zone, because when I first started BNI, it was definitely not my own, sort of not my comfort zone to go in and network. I'm an introvert by nature, but through the years, through the support of BNI, I've been able to stand up and present well. There's always this myth about lawyers, they're very eloquent in terms of what they say and how they say it. They're able to present well, but that's not the case. I mean, it's just there's different types of people, different types of personality, and just being able to get out of your comfort zone and help you sort of grow personally, as well as from business point of view. I think that there's just been so many benefits in my membership at BNI.
And did you realize that you would have grown personally back when you started? Because most people, when they start in BNI, naturally want to go in there from the commercial perspective. But had you anticipated the personal growth that you would have experienced?
Not really, because like I mentioned, the first time I joined a BNI, well, not even joined, but I visited a BNI chapter, was the visitors orientation day. And during that process, I was just more thinking about, okay, well, I wanted to please my employers at the time by being part of this business networking group, and then maybe get referrals, and then please my employers further and get promotional opportunities. But then I think later on, it sort of dawned on me and said, well, actually, by the connections I'm getting from BNI, I might as well set up my own practice, because I think I could benefit a lot more, and my clients can benefit a lot more as well through my connections with BNI. And so, going back to your point, yes, it was definitely a surprise that I've sort of grown personally when through my membership in BNI.
And how can listeners learn more about your business or get in touch with you, Jonathan?
So my practice name, Law Lawyers and Associates, quite easy to remember. If you just do a Google search on it, you'll be able to find us. And yeah, I'm sure going the BNI app as well, you'll be able to. Or if you don't have a BNI app, you can look us up on BNI website as well. Look up my name, Jonathan Law, and you'll find me there.
Fantastic. Well, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and I want to extend a massive thank you to Jonathan Law for sharing his insights with us. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe on your local podcast platform. And until next time, keep networking, keep growing, and remember that your success is our priority here at the BNI Effect.